guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how to do a corner to corner swatch. So this is just a 17 by 17, so 33 rows. I show you how to increase, I show you how to change colors, as well as when to start decreasing. So if you guys are interested in learning how to make this, let's go and make it together. Okay, so we're going to start with the white color, and we're going to do our slip knot. I'm using a 4.5, but this is just a small little square. You guys can use any size you want. So we're going to start with chaining 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to half double crochet into the third chain from the hook, and in the next 2 stitches and that's our first block and the first row. So I'm going to chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Half double crochet into the third chain from the hook, and in the next 2 chains so now we've got these 2 blocks here. I'm going to flip 1, and I'm going to go into that chain 2 space, and we're going to slip stitch. Okay, just like that. So that's row 2. So you've got 2 squares. I'm going to chain 2. And now we're going to put 3 half double crochets into that chain 2 space. So 1, 2, 3. So it should look like this. So that's for row 2. So you've got 2 blocks. So we want to do 6 white blocks. So that's going to be 6 rows. So I'm going to chain 5. Chain 3, half double crochet, and in the next 2 chains you want to turn, you want to slip stitch into that chain 2 space, chain 2. So these are your increasing rows. So we're going to do 3 half double crochets in that chain 2 space, and in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, and then 3 half double crochets. So you want to repeat this until you have a total of 6 white blocks. And you'll see that it starts to work up fairly quickly. So that's 4. that's 5. And that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So as you can see here, when reading a graph, we did 6 blocks of white. So if I put on my processor here, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So the next row, what we're going to do is we're going to do 3 white, because if you look at your, so I ended here, we're going to chain 5, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do 3 half double crochets in the next 3 spaces. Okay, so I'm going to turn. Now that I've turned, if we're following our graph here, we have our 2 sides. So 1, 2, 3 white, 3 yellow, 1 white. So we're going to do, so that's 1 white so far. Whoopee. That's 2. And that's 3. So now we want to add in some yellow. So I'm going to roll up my bobbin here. So we're still looking at it like this. You're going to go into the back of that chain 2 space. So this is where we're going to do our first color change. Okay, so we went through the back. You want to slip stitch. Make sure you pull this nice and tight. Both of them nice and snug, nice and tight. Gonna chain 2. Oop, there is a dog hair. Never fails. Okay, so you're gonna go into that chain 2 space with a half double crochet 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So you can let that tail hang and we can weave it in later. So now because this is yellow, this is white, we're going to go into the back of that chain and we're going to slip stitch. Make sure it's nice and tight. Chain 2, 3 half double crochets, okay, one more going in through the back, going to slip stitch, chain 2, and then 3 half double crochets. So if you're looking at it this way, we did our 3 white, our 3 yellow, and now we need to do 1 white. And I let the bobbin hang to the back of my project. Just going to bring you guys up here just a little bit so it's not so crowded. Alright, I've got another white bobbin here. Okay, so because this is yellow, this is white, we're still going to go into the back of that chain 2 space. And we're going to slip stitch with the new color. Pull that yellow tight. You want to chain 2. And then 3 half double crochets. Okay, so again, if you're looking at it, like this, whoops, my bobbins are tangled. Okay, there we go. So if we're looking at it like this, okay, no, we did our 3 white, our 3 yellow, and our 1 white. So now you want to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the third chain. Okay, and we're going to turn the block. Okay, so if we go up to the next row, we're still going to do 1 block of white, which is this guy here. We're going to go into the back because we're going to be pulling the yellow into the white, so we want to go into the back. If it was the same color, we would just do a regular regular block, but because we are pulling the yellow through, and we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're following it this way. Before we were following it this way, so now we need to follow it this way. So we're going to do 4 yellow, 1, 2, and I dropped my bobbin. 1, 2, 3. So because this is yellow and this is yellow, we can actually do a regular block. So that's 2. Three, and 4. So now we want to do three white. Get my runaway bobbin here. Okay. So because this is yellow, this is white, we're going to go through the back. And I usually just take the bobbin, and you can see me put it back here. And then when I go through the back, and then I wrap it just like that. And then chain 2, and then 3 half double crochets. And we're going to do 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. So if we're looking at it, so you did these bobbins are in the way. Okay, get out of the way. All right. So 1, 4, and 3. So now when we go up another row, so this is row 9. Okay, we're going to be flipping it. And then when you flip it, you'll see we need to do 4 white blocks, 4 yellow blocks, and 1 white. But before I'm turning, I'm going to make a block. So chain 5. I always like making the block before I turn. So I think it's just a personal preference. You don't have to do it that way. So we're going to turn it. And then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 2. That's 3. And yes, your bobbins will get messed up. It's part of the process. And that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alrighty. So now we want to do 4 yellow. And that first color change, I'm going to put my yellow bobbin behind. Go into that chain 2 space. Pull nice and tight. And chain 2. So 1 block, 2, 3, 4. No, we don't want that. So now we're going to do one white. I'm going to bring my bobbin to the back. Because this is yellow, this is white, we're going to go through the back. And pull on that yellow bobbin, chain 2, and go in through that chain 2 space. And 3. Okay, so if we're looking at it like this, so now when we're going to, change, because we followed it this way, so when I go to row 10, we're now going to follow it this way. So every time you switch your row, like change your rows, you're always going down and then up, down and then up. So if you have a graph, it's always great if you can I guess I can't mark on this one, but if you printed out your graph, you can always put an arrow going this way and then an arrow going this way and back and forth, so you know which way you guys are going. Alright, so now we're on row 10. I'm going to chain 5. Do my 3 half double crochets. And I'm going to turn. So remember, we're following this one, so 2 white. So I already did 1. And that makes 2. So now we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, my yellow bobbin goes to the back, and I go in through the back there, slip stitch, pull on tight, chain 2. We're going to do 4 yellow blocks. That's 1. Oh, my bobbin always seems to escape. So once you get the hang of corner to corner, this is the mini corner to corner. Eventually it gets really quick. So that's 2. That's 3. And that's 4. Wrap up your bobbin. Okay, so now we did our 4. So we're just going to do 1 white. So our white's going to go behind. We're going to go in through the back, pull that white through, tug on that yellow, slip stitch, and make 1 white block. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're going to be adding in a white block. So we're going to go in through the back. I've got my yellow bobbin here. Tug on that white. We just want to do 1 yellow block, 3 half double crochets, So now we want to do 2 white. So I'm going to go in through the back. I'm going to bring in another bobbin. Chain 2. And do 2 blocks. Now you can carry this tail with you if you'd like. You just kind of want to have it follow the shape of the block there. So go into that chain 2 space. You just want to work over top of that tail. Just like that. Okay, so if we're looking at it here, okay, so now we're going to go to row 11. So now we're going down this way. So we're going to do 2 white. I like to chain first and do that first block, and then I'll turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to turn. So that's 1. We want to do 2. Okay, so that's 2 white. Looking at our graph, we're going to do 2 yellow. So I'm going to go through the back. This bobbin is messy. Okay, so you want to yarn over, pull it through, tighten that back one, and then do a yellow block. Yeah, this bobbin is messy. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. Because this is yellow, we do a regular block. Okay, so that's 2 yellow. What's next? 1 white. Okay, so go through the back, pull through tight. Okay, so now we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow. So again, through the back, because we have 2 colors here. Chain 2. That's 1. That's 2. Three. 4. Okay, so now we want to do 2 white. and through the back. One, two. Okay, so that was row 11. So we followed it down. So we're going to go back up. So we're going to start with one white block, whatever. 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn. So that was one white block. So I'm going to go through the back, because now we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yellow. Okay, so going through the back. So you can see we're kind of skipping over this block here, which is fine. Okay, make sure you give it like a little bit of some slack there. Chain 2. Do your 3 half double crochets. Okay, still going through the back. Oh, I must have caught. Oh, yes, I did. Okay. So you can see that I have it sitting on top there. So when I go through, it's sitting on top there. And chain 2. So that's 2 yellow. So now we can go in through the front. So that's 3. We wanted what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3 more. Hello, work with me. Here we go. That's 4. Hmm. 5. 6. So now we want to do 1 white. And through the back. Pull. Okay, so that's 1. So now we want to do 2 yellow. Through the back. Whoa. So that's 2 yellow, and we're going to do 2 white. Alright, so that was row 12. So we're going to go on to row 13. So row 13, we're going to do 3 white blocks. Okay, I'm going to turn my work. So that's 1, 2, 3, going to do 2 yellow, oh my goodness. Okay, so that's 2 yellow. We're going to do 1 white, going to do 6 yellow, six yellow blocks done. I'm going to do 1 white, so that's row 13. Okay, so now we're on to row 14. I'm going to chain 5, so I want to do 1 white block, which is this one here. I'm going to turn my work, go into that block there, and we're going to do 7 yellow, 7 yellow blocks done. We're going to do 1 white, I'm going to do 2 yellow, one, two, and we're going to end row 14 with 3 white, okay, so this is what it should be looking like so far. Okay, so row 15, I'm going to chain 5, so row 15 you're going to do 7 white blocks, so that's 1, two, three, four. So basically I'm going to cut this yellow off because we're going to work right over top of it, but we're not done with the bobbin, like we're going to be adding it in later. Okay, so you see how we have like this string here, so I'm going to pull it tight, I'm going to put it to the back, I'm going to go through the back like this, and I'm going to work over that tail. And then we're just going to let it hang there. Then we're going to go through this yellow block. So we wanted 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And into that white one because they're the same color. And you can cut off this white one. Okay. So you guys should still have a bobbin. Mine ran out. So I'm just going to add in another one. Okay, so going in through the back, we want to do 6 yellow. So if you're adding in a color, hold up. Okay, so I'm going to go in through the back. and do my slip stitch and chain 2. So here I have 2 tails like this. I'm actually just going to knot it. Okay. And I'm going to work right over top of those 2 tails. Just like that. You can continue working over those tails if you want, just to make it more secure. So we want to do 6 yellow blocks. So I completed 6 yellow blocks. So now we're going to do 2 white. So 1, 2. Okay, so now we want to do row 16. So we're going to do 2 white. So I'm going to do my first block. Okay, and then I'm going to turn. So that's 1 white. That's 2 white. So now you're going to do 7 yellow blocks. So I did my 7 yellow blocks, and we're going to do 7 white blocks. Okay, so we just finished row 16. So I wanted to show you here, when you're reading your graph, if we go to row 17, you can see we're at the corner. Now most times people think we need to start decreasing at this corner, but we're not. Okay, so the last one, we worked this way. Okay, so we finished our 7 white squares. So we're going to go to row 17. And we're going to work down this way. Okay, so we're starting at the top corner here. And then, once we finished row 17, then we're going to start decreasing. And I'll show you how to do that after. So we're going to do row 17. So we're still increasing. This is the last increase row. So I'm going to do 5 white. Okay, so that's my first white. So that's 2. 3, 4, 5. So we're going to add in a yellow bobbin. So we're going to go to the back. We're going to do 2 yellow. So that's 1. And that's 2. So you're going to need a white bobbin. We're going to do 1 white block. Okay. And we're going to do 6 yellow. So 6 yellow done. We're going to do 3 white. Okay, so we have done the 3 white blocks there. So because this is a square, 17 by 17, we're going to start decreasing on both sides. Sometimes you can have more rows on here, so you would start decreasing at the bottom here, but still increase on this side. That does happen. But I made this to be a square. So for row all the way up to 33, we're going to be decreasing. So I will show you how to start doing that. Okay, so for row 18, we have to do 2 white squares. So we're done increasing. So we're going to start decreasing now. So I'm going to turn, so instead of me chaining 5 like I normally would, I'm going to turn my work and I'm going to slip stitch across the top. So into that first chain there, slip stitch, slip stitch, slip stitch, and then you're going to do chain 2 and do your 3 half double crochets like normal. Okay, so that's 1 white block. And 2 white blocks. So go into that back of the white, because now we're going to do 6 yellow. Okay, so 6 yellow done. So we're going to go behind. And we're going to do 2 white. Okay, so that's 2 white. And we're going to do 2 yellow, going in through that back. One, two, so we're going to do 4 white, okay, so we did, I did 4, but I wanted to come back and show you. So we're on 18, right? So we're not increasing anymore, so we're going to decrease. So I just wanted to come back and show you what that looks like, because we're going to start decreasing on both ends. Okay, so I did my 4 white blocks. So we're just going to slip stitch. Okay, and we're going to turn, I like turning this way. I'm going to turn your work. Gimme. Okay. So now we're going to slip stitch across. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So now for row 19, we're going to do 3 white. So you're going to chain 2 and just do a regular block, not like you normally would. So that's how you're going to start decreasing on both sides. So you're going to slip stitch to the top of that block, you're going to turn, and you're going to slip stitch across the top of it. And eventually it'll just get smaller and smaller. This is where the pattern really starts to go fast. And you're kind of near the end there because you're now, decreasing. Okay, so there's our 3 white. And do 3 yellow. Oops. Okay, so now we're going to do 2 white, and we're going to do 5 yellow, so 5 yellow done. So we're going to do 2 white, and then slip stitch and turn. And then slip stitch across the top, chain 2, and we're going to do 9 white blocks, so I'm going to cut off this yellow one. So I'm going to work over that tail. So you're going to go into the back of these yellow blocks. And you're going to do a total of 9 white blocks. Okay, so now we're going to do 2 yellow, and we're going to do 3 white, so that's 2, and 3, slip stitch and turn. Okay, so now row 21, slip stitch across, chain 2, and we're going to do 2 white, to the back, I'm going to do 2 yellow, and we're going to do 9 white. So 9 white done, and slip stitch, and we're going to turn. So row 22, we're going to do 2 white, chain 2, you guys can probably hear my dog snoring in the background, eh? Okay, we're going to do 2 yellow, so 1, and then going behind, so that's 2 yellow. So we want to do 1 white, so 1 white, so now we're going to do 2 yellow, and then we're going to do 5 white. So it's up to you if you want to bring this bobbin all the way over, or you could just start a new white bobbin. I'm going to bring it over because I'm confident, but if you're not, that's totally fine. So I'm going to do 5 white. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to turn, and we're going to slip stitch across the top, chain 2. For row 23, we're going to do 4 white, okay, so 4 white done, 2 yellow, and do 1 white, so 1 white done, we're going to do 3 yellow, okay, so 3 yellow, and we're going to do 1 white, and slip stitch, and turn, and slip stitch across the top. So row 24, we're going to do 1 white, 2 yellow, one white, and 3 yellow, and I ran out of my yellow. And tie these two together. So that's 2. And 3. And 3 white. We're almost there, you guys. And that's 3 white, slip stitch, and turn. So row 25, slip stitch across the top, and we're going to do 3 white, one, 2, 3, and do 2 yellow, one, 2, 1 white, into the back, 2 yellow, So I ran out of yellow. I'm just going to bring in another one here and tie them together. Okay, and we're going to do one white, slip stitch, and turn. Okay, so now row 26. Sorry, trying to get my bobbins all situated here. Okay, so we want to slip stitch across the top. Row 26, we're going to do 4 white, okay, so we can cut off that yellow bobbin and this white one. So make sure you're going into the back of the white, sorry, of the yellow. So that's 2. Three, 4, and do 2 yellow, going through that back. Okay, so, and you can actually cut off this yellow bobbin. And then 2 white. One, and 2, slip stitch, and turn. Row 27, 28, 29, and 30 are just going to be white. So slip stitch across the top. So we're going to do 7 white. Make sure you're going into the back of the yellow blocks. Just like that. So 7 white. So I did 7 white. I slip stitched and turned. So now I'm just going to slip stitch across the top So now we're going to do 6 white. This is where it gets like really fast because like it's a single color and you're decreasing on both sides. So it does tend to go quicker. I love decreasing. So you're just going to continue decreasing. So 6 white, then 5, then 4, and 3, 2, and then 1. So you just want to keep on repeating that, decreasing. Okay, and you're going to turn. So now it's going to be 5. So just keep repeating this till you get to that one block. So I'm on the last block. Okay, so I'm just going to do a regular block like this. And then I'm just going to slip stitch. And you're finished. Cut off that bobbin. Tie off. And then you want to weave in all your ends there, but this is the gist of it. So 17 by 17 gives you, 33 rows. But you did it. If you made it this far, congratulations. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know what else you guys would like to see me do a tutorial on or anything like that. And I will see you guys in the next video.